Hello and welcome to On the Food Scene with Steve. I'm here with Chef Joe at Luminary Hotel in Fort Myers, Florida. And Chef, what are we going to be making today?
We're going to do our house-made Parisienne Gnocchi today.
Wow, and this is on your menu at one of the restaurants here. We'll talk about those restaurants in a few, but which restaurant is this served at?
So we're going to be featuring this dish, the gnocchi. It's in our Silver King restaurant, one out of 7 restaurants that we have, or 7 outlets per se. This is newer to the menu. We wanted to put something a little more homey per se for our Florida winners.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's get started.
So we're going to start out with, so I have a little bit of olive oil in the pan. So we're going to add a little bit of garlic. Not too much, or you're going to kill the dish. So we're going to do that. We're going to add a little bit of shallots. Get this going. Yeah, it's nice that we have a bunch of outlets here on property. We have Beacon, our rooftop bar. We have Chips, our sports bar where you can play golf. Oxbow, which is kind of our seafood restaurant, our on the water restaurant, which is very, very nice.
Yes, I had lunch there yesterday. Wonderful views as well.
Oh yeah, and the food is phenomenal. So what I'm doing right now is I'm dropping the gnocchis. So the gnocchis were pre-blanched for about 3 to 4 minutes until it flowed, and then we cooled it down in some water.
And you're going to give the recipe for that?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Even though it's a trade secret, I will give it. So right now we're going to add some beach mushrooms. So beach mushrooms aren't one of those funky mushrooms that have that really strong mushroom taste. This because we wanted everything to kind of blend together and not one thing being overpowered. Because the sauce is a Gruyere fondue, which is kind of brother of the Mornay sauce. So the Mornay sauce is typically a Swiss cheese sauce, but with this dish, we kind of substituted the Gruyere with the instead of the Swiss.
Smells good, right?
Yeah. So we're going to season this just with a little bit of salt and pepper. And I'm using white pepper in this. I tend to not like the black flakes in the white cream sauces.
I was just going to ask you that. Why do you use white versus black pepper? So
it's just a personal thing. It's just a personal thing. I know some young chefs would say it's old school, but I don't know. I mean, some stuff I just don't like to change. So I'm going to add a little bit more red wine. And then I'm going to do some sweet and sour onions. So these are red onions.
Now where would a home cook get that, or do they have to make that?
No, basically you just chop up your onion, you saute it, and it's a little bit of red wine and sugar. Mm-hmm. So red wine, vinegar, and sugar. And what it is a cream sauce is very rich, right? Mm-hmm. So you need some component in the dish that will kind of offset the richness of the dish.
Got it. And those mushrooms are readily available in the supermarkets?
It'll depend on what season. We get ours from a purveyor that has them pretty much year round. But I'm sure with one of these markets, these high-end grocery stores, you can find it. And if you have your personal favorite mushroom,
you can use another one.
I'm a chanterelle guy, so I would use chanterelles if I had them. But at the moment, we don't get them. Or if I was strolling my way through northern Italy and I had porcinis at my fingertips, I would use them. But nor here nor there. But so the gnocchis are about ready. So they were floating to the top. And they were already pre-blanched, so we're just kind of warming them up.
I don't know why people think they're difficult to make. I've watched chefs make them. They're really not.
No, so I mean, the Parisienne Gnocchi is basically it's a pâte à choux, which is your cream puff, your eclair. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of different variations on the recipe, but with this we make the dough, we put it in a piping bag, and then we basically, as it's coming out of the piping bag, you cut it into hot water.
And then that sauce you just put in. What are the ingredients in that?
So this is just a little bit of shallots, garlic, a roux, because you need the roux, which is your flour and your butter mixture that you'll put in, because it'll help melt the cheese properly. If you just put cheese in milk, it'll separate, and then you just got it's a whole mess. So we have the dish here. So then I'm gonna take this.
Perfect.
Spot on. And I love those onions. It gives it just this little bit of tang.
Well, Chef, that was delicious.
Thank you.
And that's served here at which restaurant?
This is the Silver King restaurant. This is one of 7 outlets that we have here at the Luminary Hotel.
And while you mentioned that, one of the things I think is delightful on the property is your culinary theater. Tell us a little about that.
Yeah, we have a stadium-style seating theater where we can host demos. We can do cooking demonstrations, or if you just want to rent the room and do a space in there for a party or for a beer tasting, a wine tasting, whatever it may be. We have that at our disposal. But not only that, we have the amphitheater outside. Wow. We've done about 16 shows so far, so anything from Kenny G to different tribute bands.
Wow. And for those people that want more information about the hotel, what is the website?
LuminaryHotel.com.
Great. For On the Food Scene with Steve, I'm Stephen Freese here with Chef Joe at Luminary in Fort Myers, Florida. Bon appetit.